Hello everyone, I'm Miss Nessa from the Vernon Area Public Library, and I'm here today to talk to you about 8th grade books for this month of December 2021. This past November is celebrated as Native American Heritage Month, and I wanted to continue that celebration by sharing two amazing books with you, one nonfiction about powwows and one graphic novel about a family trying to cross over the Canada-United States border. The first book I have for you today is called Powwow, A Celebration Through Song and Dance by Karen Pheasant-Neganigwane. She is a wonderful author, and she starts the book by talking a little bit about her life and then going through the history of powwows. We learn a lot about the history, we learn a lot about food and different tribal dances, and the author takes us on a wonderful oral history of all of that. The table of contents here, we have the first chapter is talking about the origins of powwow culture. Second chapter is what is powwow culture? And third, powwow songs and dance, which is a very fun one to read. And lastly, they talk about powwows from coast to coast. So from the East Coast to New York, all the way to the West Coast to California, even in the Midwest, southern states, and up north as well into Canada. And this is just a segment from the first chapter. The first chapter kind of talks about the colonization and assimilation of Native American or Indigenous people's children in the 60s, so not too long ago. It also goes into detail about the Indian Act and the pass system. This is another picture from the book. It's from Powwow Songs and Dances. I really like this chapter. I'm not gonna lie, the most, because you can see a lot of the regalia they use and all of their dancing. You see how in this photo, you see the motion. A lot of the other photos later on are the same way. It's really fun to see. And here is our author, Karen Pheasant-Neganigwane. She is an Anishinaabe dancer, educator, writer, artist, and orator. She does it all. She also writes a lot of really fun picture books. The second book I have for you today is called Borders by Thomas King. It's a graphic novel about an Indigenous mom and her son stuck at the border of Canada and the United States. I have a couple pictures from the novel from the graphic novel for you. Here we see them traveling from their home down to the border to cross. Notice their facial expressions in the book. And here's when they finally get to the border. And the security asks, which side are you coming from? And she likes to say that she's Blackfoot because that is who she is as a nation. And they keep asking her if she's Canadian or American, and her response is always the same. So since her response is always the same and she can't pick a side, they end up getting stuck at the border. They're unable to cross either way, and they end up having to stay there for quite some time. They'll have to read the book to figure out what happens to them next. Again, notice the facial expressions. And here is our illustrator, Natasha Donovan. She is an award-winning graphic novel illustrator. She also wrote some children's book series that are very popular. Her illustrations are very wonderful. And here's our author, Thomas King. He has done a lot. He's actually he's a Cherokee native and Greek descent. He has written lots of things and is just very a part of his community. Those are just a couple of our favorite books for 8th graders at the Vernon Area Public Library. For more information about these books and how you can put them on hold with your library card, with your Vernon Area Public Library card, you can contact us by phone, email, or even messaging. If you have a library card from another library, you can contact them to see if these titles are available there too. You can find other great book recommendations for your grade and more by using the links in the description below. I'll see you at the library.